When you get your email from SchoolLoop, copy the password and then click Log in Now. Take note of your login name. It'll take you to your school's website. Scroll down to the bottom of this page and click on Login. In the future, you use Google Sign In, but use that login name and paste your password, then log in. You'll be prompted to accept a user agreement, do so, and then update your password. Make it a strong password. In the future, you'll just use Google Sign On, so you probably won't ever need to remember this password, but it should be strong. Reset that password, and it'll take you to the back end of your web page. The toolbox, Site Center, that's key. That's how you actually get to the website. Now, this is your site map. Select Edit when highlighted on the home page, and it brings you to the back end of your home page where you can edit the body by default. That's where it takes you. But you can also edit the header and footer, though you'll have to do this less often, maybe never. From the homepage body, in the upper right-hand corner, notice that you can click Preview, and this takes you to a preview of your changes, but they're not actually live. You can also save a draft here, cancel any changes in case you mess up, and publish those changes. Now don't worry, if you hit publish, there's a history that I'll show you later that you can always revert back to. From here, we're going to update the showcase box. I recommend using Canva to get your images because you don't have to worry about copyright. By having this account, you have a license to use these images once you download them. And so I just go to Elements and type in the image that I'm looking for. Here I just used Back to School. I like to use photos. I set them as a background image, and then I download them, and they end up in my downloads bar, and I don't have to do anything else with it here, so I'm going to return to the website. Here I now drag and drop it over the showcase, and that's how you change the image. I'm going to click on that showcase box, and in the upper left-hand corner, a set of tools are going to appear. I'm going to click on the Crop Image tool, and that's going to give me the ability to change this. So I'm going to click Fit Image. That makes it too small. That bar that I'm pointing at there would allow you to zoom in and out, but if I just click Fit Image again, it now sets it within the image, taking up that full box just like I want it to. And now I can change the title just by clicking in the title box. Notice how the text is larger. And then there's a body text that I can change. I get a little bit more text here, but not a lot. And the font's smaller. And then I have my call to action button in the bottom right hand corner that I can change. But the most important next step is to change the link. Don't forget to do that. That's what this is. It's a giant link, right? The showcase boxes, everything on this page of your home. Everything on your home page is just a link, more or less. So you're going to change that URL, and you can select whether you want it to open in a new window or whether you want it to just go straight to that and leave your website. That's your preference. And then I always preview my changes. But before we do that, don't forget your ADA compliance, your alternative text. So I'm going to type in Back to School. At first I typed in image, but I deleted that because it knows that it's an image. You don't need to tell your those people who need that ADA text reader for the page that it is a picture. I do the preview. It looks like I want. Now I can go back to my home page and I can save this as a draft. I can publish it, but of course I'm going to cancel because I don't want to change your home page. We're going to go back into the home page, and I'm going to show you the other links that you have at your disposal. First, your badges. Here, change the link in the upper left-hand corner, just like with the showcase, and select from your badge library the icon that best fits that link. Once you've changed the icon and the link, you're done. The next item I'm going to show you are your upcoming events. This is just a calendar module. So when I click on it, I go up to my options, and I can link a calendar. I'm going to show you how to do that later. You cancel out of that. And the next box you'll see here is your Parent Square feed. Now I accidentally clicked on a badge. You can't actually do this because your page is locked. The home pages are locked so that they stay somewhat uniform. But when you click on that, you can see that's your Parent Square feed. When you link a newsletter to your website, that's where it goes. District news that I link goes in that box above. You also have a Facebook feed set up via custom HTML. And this, if you click on the code editor, is where that custom HTML is copied and pasted. And you can then see a preview of that. Here, you then have custom HTML for a YouTube video. You can put in any YouTube video, that way you just get the iframe from YouTube when you're getting the link. And then you paste it in there. There's also your COVID-19 protection button. A button is the simplest of the links. Really, you have the link and then you can choose the size of that button. And that's it for your homepage. Now we're going to take a look at your site map. Here is your first mini site. Notice this is one of the drop-down menus on your page, and this is where you change it. Here's your attendance page. And here is a link that's been added. Notice it has, when you look at the preview of this, it goes to an external link, in this case the NVSD Nosh site. And you can tell the difference between those because there's a link next to them. You can add new links or new pages to a mini site. Notice here I've selected link. I just give it the title I want and the URL, and it will now show up in that drop-down menu. I can even organize where I want it to be before I submit it. And then it would appear in this drop-down list on the home page of the website. I can also add a page. We choose a specific format, and it's this one on the far right. You also have to give it a title. I recommend giving it a short URL, and just like the links, you can organize where it falls in the drop-down menu. You can also add a mini site, and what this does is it adds an additional drop-down menu to your navigation bar at the top of your homepage. Next, I'm going to take you to a mini site internal page and show you how to update that because it's a little different than the homepage. I chose the staff directory. I'm going to look at the modules that I have on the page. So there are two here. I now want to preview this page to see what these do. So I'm going to take a look at where that link goes. And I see that it takes me to a Google Doc, and I can edit this internally. It's just in my Google Drive. If I make changes there, they'll automatically update on the website. That's just a custom HTML integration, and I'll show you in another video how to do those. This is just a button with a link. And I'm going to cancel out of those changes and now take you to a site with a more common module, which is your text module. So we're going to go to the attendance page. We're going to edit that. I'm going to click on that text module, and you can see in the upper left-hand corner, there's a rich text editor. One thing that works a little bit differently, because you don't have the tools like Control-K to add a link automatically, is the link. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see that it changes just like the other links on the website. I can break that link. I can add it back in. But I've got to do it with these buttons in the upper left-hand corner. I also want to show you the difference with emails. If you add somebody's email and you want that as a link, you'd highlight it, click the link, and notice that in the upper right-hand corner it goes to the Mail To tab. You don't want to put their email address into the link. From here, under More Tools, remember I told you about history. If you make a change you don't want, you can always go back, click on the version you do want, save it as a draft, and then publish it, and it will be restored. That's how you undo changes that you inadvertently published. You can also undelete pages that you've deleted by going to the Tools tab, clicking on that view list of undelete pages, and then you just select the page you want to undelete and click the undelete button. So you really can't ever delete anything from your site. You can't lose anything permanently. Everything's undoable, right? So don't worry about that. You can also manage your web developers. If you want to add a web developer, you would do it here. There's one other step you have to take once you add them to the site. To do this, select the school symbol next to the title of their school in the upper left-hand corner. Select the type of staff, type in their first name, last name, and email address, and then submit, and you're done. They'll be available in that list of webmasters to add. And then you can, remember, integrate a calendar. So this will be a Google single sign-on integration once you create that calendar. There are some other steps you have to take within Google. If this is something that you need to do for your school, let me know and I will email you the directions for how to do that. And then you would go here to options on your calendar page and add it. You'd also have to do that on the homepage calendar that I showed you earlier. And that's it. You now have the basics for updating your website. Please call, text, or email if you have any further questions.